Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Empyrion Galactic Survival. It's Sunday, and so today I am just going to chill out and we're going to build something. I sped it up to 400 times because otherwise we'd be here for about an hour and a half, but this is my first PvP ship that I'm going to build. So let's get started with the basic frame. So we've got the basic frame shaped out now, and we're just starting to layer up some armour. I'm really sort of thinking about the shape and the extra bits that I want to add onto it, just to give it some extra armour thickness. I've never built a PvP ship before, but from what I'm told, basically you want about a minimum of 3 layers of combat steel on any ship, and given that this is a relatively small ship, I think I'm going to go for that 3 layers at minimum. Now we're actually going to turn out with more than 3 layers in the end, but yeah, let's start padding this thing out and see where we go with it. So I kind of need to start finishing off the hull of the ship now, and then I can really start to layer up the armor from the inside once I know how much room I've got to play with on the inside. So let's actually start sealing this hull off and making it airtight, and then we can concentrate on the inside. So I'm really starting to put some rooms together now on the inside, and I think you've seen me now layering up the armor, especially at the front. I've got front and rear facing thrusters, but not side facing thrusters, so I'm just adding them in now as well. I'm using the large thrusters because ultimately I want this thing to be as maneuverable as possible. I mean, I might be able to add in some of the smaller medium thrusters later to give it an extra bit of kick, but using the large thrusters definitely give it a good sizable chunk of thrust in whatever direction you set it at. So I'm just sort of working on the engineering section at the moment, putting in some T2 RCSs, and again still layering up the armor as I go. So you might have noticed the warp core at the bottom there, and then a layer of armor on top of that, then the RCSs, then another layer, and so on and so forth. And I'm going to do that throughout the sort of interior of the ship now. Okay, so we're really working on the getting the ship actually running now. So I'm ready to sort of test it in terms of its flight capabilities. So just putting the finishing touches on the inside to make sure we've got enough generators and fuel tanks, thrusters that you've just seen me place, and doing a few extra bits and bobs here before we then finally test the ship and make sure it actually flies how we want it to fly. And remember, this is a relatively small ship. It's a PvP ship, and at the moment it's very lightly armed. So I want it to be fast. I want it to be maneuverable. Obviously, this is 400 times, so try and slow it down in your head. But it maneuvers pretty well. I'm able to sort of traverse around asteroids quite easily, almost as well as an SV. It's a little bit sluggish on the left and right, and it does drift ever so slightly as expected for something made of pure combat steel. But I'm fairly happy with how this performs. So anyway, that's the ship, guys. Let's what I'm going to do now, is I'm going to decorate it, paint it, do the interior, and let's give you a tour of the finished product. So I hope you like the color choices. I don't know, they're in the traditional pirate colors from the Wolf server, so red and black. I've named it the SS Valiant because it was inspired by the USS Defiant from Star Trek DS9. I'm sure you can see the similarities. I'm sure you already have from a while. I've added a flak turret on the back, underside and topside. Some additional thrusters because I wasn't quite happy with the vertical performance. But yeah, otherwise it's basically just decoration. They should light up. Hang on, let me turn the power on. There we go. Yeah. So I've limited the external lighting because it's a PvP ship, and obviously you don't want it to be spotted very easily. I'm not quite sure I'm happy with the front of the ship, but I'm going to leave it like that for now. Like I said, it is very lightly armed, pulse lasers and 2 flak turrets, but obviously you can add more weapons to this very easily if you so incline. One thing I did forget to do during the build was create an entrance into the ship, so it now has one. Once we're inside the ship, as you can see, I've done some decorating in here, some addition of boxes, O2. This is a no frills, it's pure Warship, there's not even constructors in here. It has O2 and that's about it. I've tried to keep it as 6.0 friendly as possible. There's no thrusters in the floor, generators are usually about a block away. The fuel tanks are quite close to the walking path though, so watch out for that. Again, some decoration in here. So go upstairs into the RCS room. Again in 6.0 you'd have to be careful of these generators in here, but there shouldn't be much reason to go in here, to be honest. And again, there is access here into the thrusters if they need to be repaired, but I wouldn't go in here unless they were turned off, otherwise you'd be cooked. Fuel tanks. This central column here is another thing I actually forgot to do during the time-lapse build. It's all ammo boxes. All the way through here are ammo boxes. So, and they are within another layer of combat steel, below about 5 layers plus of other things, combat steel, windows, armoured windows, more combat steel, etc, etc. Some O2 tanks where I could stick them. I suppose if you did want to put a constructor in here, probably these back corners is where I would put one. Probably change the stairs around a little bit, put elevator blocks there to save some space, sacrifice a few cargo boxes and you could get a constructor in that bottom right corner. Quick look at the bridge, a couple of consoles, the whole thing's lit in red lights to keep with the pirate theme. There's no window out, so yeah, I've put some screens in and that's about it. But let's just give you a quick flyby tour. The thing maneuvers pretty well. Not as fast as it is when it's running at 400%. But the 6 front pulse lasers, we're sort of thinking about them on the War server at the moment, about whether they should be used. They were turned or disabled for 5, but they might come back for 6. I wanted something that was like the the Defiant, basically. Fast, manoeuvrable, to take on those huge police ships. And then get out. We might have to add some more weapons to it, as the pulse lasers aren't very powerful, but I'm pretty happy with that. It's available on the workshop, link in the video description if you want to download it and have a go with it yourself. The SS Valiant. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Check back soon, because more Empyrion content will be coming. Thanks again for watching. Until I see you next time, take care.